Hey everybody, and this is something I never thought I'd say, but welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time, about 7 months to be precise, since I posted the finale to Mass Effect 3 and what was supposed to be the finale of the channel. And while I am posting here today, this is not a sign that the Phoenix is rising from the ashes once more. It is just a sign that I was going to do this anyway, so I might as well record it all as a little bit of a Christmas treat for y'all. So, Merry Christmas to all y'all, WhalePod. Do feel free to leave your holiday greeting of your preference down in the comment section below. And now, it is a beautiful sunny morning outside here in Mondstadt on December 19th, 2023. However, outside of Genshin Impact, it is a wonderfully crisp winter night here in South Central Texas. So, without any further ado, well, actually no, some further ado, I want to explain a little bit more about what I'm thinking about potentially going forward with the channel. While it's true that daily upload content creation was sapping away my soul and slowly but surely eroding my enjoyment of gaming as a whole, I, particularly when it comes to moments like this, I feel like, I want to post them on the channel. I am also working on some ways to rebrand the channel to make it a little bit more unique and also maybe make it a little bit less work for me. So be sure to stay tuned for updates on that.
It's time to move on. We shouldn't stay here.
And as one little last thing before we get going, I normally don't set any sort of like goal or anything for my videos, but let's just say for this video, if we get a number of likes on the video equal to the number of wishes I am dumping into this banner, not including any from the cashback or any additional top-ups we need to do, but just what I have pre-prepared for this summon session, I might consider posting at least my Genshin Impact summons on the channel more frequently. So, now, without any further ado, well, let's get into things. Usual ritual as before, we are not going to taint things too much. The only difference is, in addition to Jean, we have, who are probably Navia's 3 best friends in the whole world, Farina, Neuvillette, and Charlotte. Not so sure about Farina. Neuvillette, maybe, but we haven't gotten Clorand on the banner yet, so we don't have her other bestie, so we're just stuck with Charlotte for true besties for Navia. Now, you know the drill. Sit in the chair as Jean. And we have perfectly curated 69 nice bottles of holy water. We will have Jean drink the 69th bottle of holy water. And we will get wishing and also reveal our like goal. As you can see at the top right corner, we have 1,000 summons pre-prepared for Navia. Do not try this at home, kids. Once again, or do not try this at home at adults as well. This is... I ended up pawning off some magic cards that were worth a pretty penny. Magic the Gathering cards, that is, in order to be able to fund this reckless summon session. So, once again, if I had an editor, I would have them edit in right here a jackass style do not try this at home warning, but since I do not have an editor, you'll just have to use your imagination to fill in the gaps. Oh yeah, one more thing, we have, as you notice down the bottom left corner before this, dumped all of our cash back, so we can see just how much cash back a AR-60 whale with Constellation 6 on 6 out of the 7 standard banner characters accumulates over the course of 1,000 wishes. Before we get going, this is going to be a C6R5 session, so let's go ahead and set our course for a verdict. Now, without any further ado, let's begin. No, I will be skipping all 4 stars because Sucrose, Rosaria, and Candace have been C6 for forever and a day at this point. In fact, I want to say Rosario was my first ever C6 4-star. All the way back on the Kazuha banner in 1.6. Oh, and we are at 0 pity. My most recent summon before these 10 was C2 Farina. Sorry about that, my brother was trying to call me, had to quickly decline him. I will see what was up with him after I'm done recording. Now, let's keep going. Still jack nothing. Once again, we are starting directly from zero pity, so I'm not expecting anything too crazy right off the rip. I mean, it would be nice, but we all know by now that Hoyoverse gives all the nice stuff to Honkai Star Rail. Played that for a few patches, got bored, quit. Alright, that was 50. I think the main reason why I got bored was actually the path class system that characters have in that game, where when they release a new unit of a path, you basically know the general gist of how they're going to play. So it honestly kind of gets old real quickly, and I feel like one thing that they could do that would maybe bring me back to that game was make it so light cones are the MO, which are the weapon equivalent if you don't play Star Rail. Their passives are locked to only being usable by characters of that path, so maybe get rid of that restriction to allow some more creative builds for characters of one path that might have some aspects that are useful for another. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. And it wouldn't be a C6R5 without a lost 50-50 right off the rip. We will be doing the usual fashion I do on these, where we get C0, R1, and then get C6, and then get the R5. That was 68 or so summons in, but hey, this is a turn for the better. I was not expecting that, and I feel like one of the reasons why I didn't excel too well at content creation in the past is I don't really get animated. I'm kind of low key. I'm not passing out on stream like Tectone. And there she is, 1 copy of 7. And with that, time to get 1 copy of 5. We've already gotten 1,000 of the 3-star refunds. It's going to be interesting to see how much 3-star refund we get from this. I typically, on my C6R5s that load on 1,000, get about like 100, 120 additional wishes in the star glitter. The masterless star glitter refunded. So about like 600 of that. Alright. Oh, we have the Inazuma weapons on here, the Claymore and the Bow, which means the polearm will be up next. We are at 30 in because we got our Mona in 70, and then our Navia in the next temple. And we got 30 on the weapon so far. Pretty sure our weapon banner pity is a little above 0. I don't think it's right at 0. Oh, skip. Didn't quite get that skip on because it's surprisingly difficult to concentrate on what you're doing in game when you're also trying to make engaging commentary for people. Which is why so many content creators you watch are so legendarily bad at the games they're playing, and you don't realize it until you try to be a content creator yourself and you're getting distracted talking to the audience. Here's the 5-star. I don't think this is going to be soft pity, which is at like 70 on the weapon banner. Ah, we missed it, but at least this is the good banner to miss it on, because Mist Splitter is cracked. I have an R5 on my Ayaka already, but Kachings could always use a few more refinements melted in with it. Okay, that was... The history won't be updated, so this will just be my pity beforehand. Okay, I was at 1, so that was like in the 60s, so a tiny bit before. Oh, as you can see, I'm actually playing on PC now, so... Gotta reach over to my mouse to X those out now. Can't just press the back button on the controller. I know how terrible. I actually have to lean 2 feet to the right to grab my mouse. I play with a controller on PC because 1, I enjoy being able to kick back and not have to be hunched over a keyboard and mouse while playing my games. And 2, when you have a 60-inch monitor, You don't really want to be hunched over a keyboard or mouse that are 2 feet in front of it. Saving it towards the end. Ah, another miss splitter. At this rate, Bennett's miss splitter is going to start getting refinement. Because that's R4 for Kaching. So far, still not as bad as the Dia one. I think I've rambled on enough. So let's do some quick summons, get our guaranteed verdict, then get back to what we mainly came here for. Hey, Yao Yao. I have a friend who really enjoys Yao Yao. And Yao Yao is one of the better Genshin daughters. And there is that beautiful, beautiful Great Axe. No standard claymores for Navia. She has to be extra. That and her Kingsman-style gun umbrella. Alright. Let's see if we can turn this terrible luck around. 770 wishes to get 6 more Navias and 5 more axes. And by that, I do not mean 5 more axes. I mean 5 more axes. 5 more axes would be pointless because Zhongli is already C6. Spoiler warning for anyone who still doesn't know Zhongli's true identity, I guess. Okay, that was putting us in the 40s. 50s, this will be... Oh, we're getting it between... I'd say we're probably getting it in the low to mid 60s for our next 5-star. Dia is the one who would be useful. Go away, Mona. I know you're 25-star glitter in a trench coat, but that doesn't add up all that much these days. And Navia's not nice to us this time. That last one was basically not losing the video. That one, this one so far is stunned. Really raking me over the coals here, Helio. After all I've done to support you. After all the money that I've put into Genshin Impact for you to only throw it into Star Rail. Hey, Charlotte. You're not on this banner. You're C6 already, but it's still good to see you. And there's the second Navia, C1. And skip the rest. So far, pretty rough. But I got a feeling about this one. We are approaching the halfway mark. Was 70, so this one should include Soft Pity. Soft Pity for another Mona, I'm guessing. Nah, it's gonna be Navia. We don't miss on this channel. We definitely don't miss. Forget the last two. They were flukes. See? Told ya I don't miss. We win all our 50-50s. Get all our girls coming home. And would have been cool if we skipped there and saw another one in the end. Alright, we're turning this around. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. At least if this is a miss. Ooh, you scared me there, Rosaria. It was right after the last 50-50 win. Yeah. And on top of that, I had a fairly well job interview today, so your boy won't have to keep selling off his collectibles in order to keep affording digital waifus. That was the stroke of luck we needed to turn this around. That is C3. That's scaling on something. I'm not sure if it's a skill or a burst, but it's scaling. And boy, does she scale well. And with this 10 pull, we are at the halfway mark. And it's a 5-star on the halfway mark. Sorry if I'm being a little too quiet here. I am not in my full setup from before, so I actually am not hearing any game audio myself. I do know it is recording, so you guys should hear it, but I can't do the whole listen for the stars technique that some content creators enjoy doing when they're feeling a little bit nervous. Get out of here, Batman. So, halftime results, 4 Navias, 1 verdict. We have 4 verdicts to go. Well, I guess D-Luke does say the verdict is. So, maybe try and weapon banner? Nah, we'll keep going. So yeah, 4 Navias and 1 verdict, so we need 4 verdicts and 3 Navias. Still have more than half the 4 stars to get in the back 9. Half the 5 stars. We have no 4 stars to get. I want to say this is... Yes, that is 3rd since D-Luke, because we are 30 under 500. Come on, give her already. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Now make it 2. Make it 2, Hoyoverse, and I will Dolphin for Ruan Mei and Black Swan, even if I never play that game again. Oh, guess you don't want me trying Star Rail again. Sorry. I maybe would have given you Ruan Mei or Black Swan if you'd given me a Navia and back-to-back 10 pulls like before. But it wouldn't have been as magical as winning 2 50-50s and back-to-back 10 pulls. 2 more Navias, 4 more verdicts. Okay. 50's still early. I might for Black Swan. Nope. Looks like we're going to soft pity again. Maybe even a little above it. And there we go. I think that's only 1 more. I'll check the Stella Fortuna at the end. Just go here and do a little right stick action. Yes, 5 Stella Fortuna, 1 more Navia, 4 more verdicts, 340 preloaded, plus close to 100 more in just cash back. Hopefully, we don't need any more than that. Hey, Kave. A lot of people like to say you and Alhaitham are a thing, but no, that is a very, very toxic relationship. So, I will say, not a thing. Sorry, shippers. It just ain't. There's opposites attract, and then there's two opposite to even coexist, and they are too opposite to even coexist. Alright. Sucrose is more of an Ayaka 4-star than Navia 1. I mean, you can use non-crystallizable element characters with her. You just have to sacrifice one of your resonances, because it doesn't require two characters of different crystallizable elements. And there she is, in order to get the full effect of her A4 passive. So you can, if you want, do like double Geo, double Pyro, or double Geo, double Hydro if you love Yelan, and Farina's a really good buffer for her, so you want to do Yelan Farina. That is C6 Navia. We have 260 in the bank, plus 516 cash back for a cool 103 summons just for summoning. Remember, kids, you only get about, and adults too. Genshin, while it is a game that can be played by kids, this part is not for kids. Remember, adults, that means so far we're averaging about 7.5 summons per 100 summons spent. So about a 7.5% cashback program, which is better than pretty much any credit card out there, except for like the ones reserved for the super rich and super powerful. But, yeah. Not much of a consolation prize when you figure that it's average of $2 grand to C6R5 a character. Weapon Banner does have a higher propensity for doubles and earlies because Weapon Banner, I believe, has a slightly higher pull rate, or maybe it's because of the nature of 2 promoted on the banner. And that is a win. No fate points needed. That feels amazing. I want to thank you, Tectone, for the fate point systems. Just giving credit where credit's due. Or I should really say thank you, Billy, for the fate point system, because if Tectone's videos getting hosed on Staff of Homa hadn't gone as viral on Billy as they did, we'd probably still be on the crap old system. That's the key thing, guys. If you want Genshin to get the same treatment as something like Star Rail, you need to get China pissed about it, because they don't listen to the West. They just listen to China. So if you really want to get, like, I don't know, a free Mommy Arlecchino when she finally hits the banner, get China pissed about free Dr. Ratio for Star Rail, but jack squat for every big Genshin milestone ever. And we don't miss. Except when it comes to free 5 stars from Hoyo, all we got was Aloy, and she in reality is a 2-star character. And that's being generous. She has all the problems of Yoimiya and all the problems of Klee bundled into one horribly misguided package. But I suppose if you're a fan of Horizon, that's something, but yeah, she is yikes. Theoretically, with the summons we've already done, even going to soft pity both times, as long as we don't miss, we could get out of this with all our cash back intact. I doubt we will, because Weapon Banner will Weapon Banner. Also, Weapon Banner will Weapon Banner could be just leaving my Kaching's Miss Splitter at an R4, taunting me to go for the R5. Which, if we get out of here but without touching the cash back, I will. But looks like we're going to touch the cash back, because that is a Skyward Pride. Hey, Razor, you're getting a refinement. Okay, Kale. I don't know what you mean, but I assume a character from the Weapon Banner is some kind of portent. If this is the Miss Splitter. I knew it. Give me a second. Give me a second 5-star. I dare you. Well, we've won 2 on 0 fate points and gone to max fate points twice, so yeah. I didn't want to rip the band-aid off and give it to me right away. I've given you enough, Elio. Can't you give me just a little in return? And of course, all my 50-50 losses on the character were not Dia. I still need 3 more Dias. I'm kind of regretting not C6ing Dia back on her banner when I had the chance. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, because that weapon banner was atrocious, and adding getting 5 more copies of Dia on top of that is what it would have been. When's it gonna be? There it is. Thank you once again, Tectone, for making sure that was a verdict, and not another Miss Splitter or my 2 millionth Skyward Harp. Once again, gotta give credit where credit is due. Last 10 pull before the cashback. And my point about going for the final Miss Splitter is moot, because we have obtained the final Miss Splitter anyway. Hey, Sarah. I hope you're not a sign of a bow to come. All right, 662. We will get all 132. I know, let's get 130. I'd like to leave that 1200 primos untouched if I can. Now, 130 summons to save the world. Go. One more verdict. That is all we need. This could be it. This could be big. This could be huge. And it's not. Hey, Bennett. Remember how I took your R2 and gave it to Kaching when I got another R1 specimen on the last Ayaka banner? Hey, you got your R2 back, buddy. We could potentially not get it. A lot of 4 stars, that is good, getting us more chances. Not a lot of chances, but enough to buy C6 Amber when it comes back around in April. That'll be a big thing. I might make a video finally C6ing Amber. This is big. This is early enough. Yeah! That's what we're talking about. I was going to say this is early enough that if we missed it again, we should be able to get it. With just this, plus the little extra bit of cash back we're getting now. Just for kicks. Pretty much all of my weapon banner double 5-star pulls have been when the first pull of the 10 pull is a 5-star. Nope. Yeah, we could have. We have 70. And we have enough cash back for another 10 pull, but we are going to call it there. While I'm not going to show you the full build process, I will at least read over what our constellations do for you. Her being Navia, of course. We didn't get any other useful constellations. Thanks, Mona and Diluc. But once again, thank you, Tectone, for getting the weapon banner fixed. Credit will be given where credit is due. You took one for the team, so we have to take less of one for the team. It's still crap and it's still a scam. But it's better than it was if Epitomized Path had never been introduced. Alright, Constellation 1. Each stack of crystal shrapnel consumed when Navia uses a ceremonial crystal shot, that is her E, will restore 3 energy to her and decrease the cooldown of her burst by 1 second. Up to 9 energy can be gained this way, and the cooldown can be reduced by up to 3 seconds. Pretty similar to Ito's C2, but instead of being tied to the number of Geo characters in the party, it's tied to the number of crystallizes you've picked up, both capping at 3. That's one thing people, I feel like, misconceive about Ito, that Ito is not strictly a mono Geo character. You do have a flex spot for someone like Bennett or Farina, or a healer like Shinobu, if you're having trouble surviving with the defensive support you may or may not have on your account. C2, each stack of crystal shrapnel consumed will increase the crit rate of this elemental skill usage instance by 12%. Crit rate can be increased up to 36% in this way. In addition, when the crystal shot hits an opponent, 1 cannon fire shot from the burst will strike near the location of the hit. Up to 1 instance can be triggered per use of the skill and is considered elemental burst damage. 3 levels to the skill. The one you actually want, the one you want more than the burst. The one that our nuke showcases at C0 with free to play weapons still does over 800,000 damage. And this is also with subpar artifacts. This is from this was from I Win to Lose's C0 Navia guide that is showcasing a nuke team with like Bennett and Mona for all the big PP damage. Constellation 4. When As the Sunlit Skies Singing Salute hits an opponent, that opponent's Geo res will be decreased by 20% for 8 seconds. Mainstay for Geo, in this case using Navia's burst, will make her do more Geo damage. 2 enemies hit by it, at least. Now we get the burst. Navia, I do believe, at least at C0, is very much intended to be a sub-DPS, as unlike the Fontaine main DPSs, she has skill and burst for her scaling constellations, as opposed to having one of them be normal attack like Linny, Nouvelette, and Risley all do. Now for the big one. If more than 3 stacks of crystal shrapnel are consumed when using ceremonial crystal shot, because both the previous constellations that have cared about it have capped at 3, but Navia can actually store up to 6 at a time. Each stack consumed beyond the first 3 increases the crit damage of the skill by 45%, and any stacks consumed beyond the first 3 are returned. So if you're firing at a full 6 stacks, that is an extra 135% crit damage, and 3 stacks returned to Navia. So the very next one will be guaranteed, even with no crystallized shards picked up in between, to be shooting out the maximum number of projectiles. Because dealing the maximum damage still does take all 6, but the number of physical projectiles the E shoots out caps at 3. So there's Navia and her constellations. Thank you all for watching, and once again, a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year to you all. I have been Captain Whale, signing back in for the first time in 7 months. Maybe it'll be less in the future if this video does well. So once again, remember the like goal is 1,000 likes, which is far more than any video on my channel has ever gotten. But at the same time, my most liked videos have had much shorter windows where they are my newest content than this video likely will. And if we do hit that, you will likely see me again sooner in the future. So make sure to obliterate that like button. And do feel to check out some of my older content if you wish. I've made Genshin guides. I'm more of a feels crafter than a theory crafter, but still, it's better than nothing. And I do have older summon sessions if you're just really looking to scratch that gotcha itch. But until next time, whenever that may be, this is Captain Whale, signing out.